Hey everyone, it's Rhonda here from Nelson Interior Soapery. Today I thought I would show you how I'm making my silicone molds. So the first one, which is the little crown I'm showing you, I've made this one myself, and then the other ones I'm going to show you how I've made the rest of them. Here's a few extra that I've made just with some candy, or as we call it in Australia, lollies. So these ones are with just like a berry lolly, and all I've done is literally turned it upside down in the mold and then made these molds. And secondly, I've made these 80s round candies that I used to get from the milk bar when my dad would give me a few extra cents when I was quite young. And last but not least are the spearmint leaves that we've also made. I'm going to be making a soap that is a lolly bag kind of inspired soap. So that's where my idea of these comes from. So stay tuned and I'll show you how to make them. Okay, so here's the box that it all came in. It's called Pinky Seal and it's from a company called Barnes. So they were really fast. They sent it out in only, 3 days, I think, from when I got it. They are in Australia, so it is definitely easier for them to send it out. But anyway, we're going to mix it up. I'm going to be using the red silicone molds that I've already had. I actually bought those from Dream Cakes. I will put all the links and things down for you. So, and I just thought they were a perfect little round kind of mold so that I didn't have to use lots of silicone because I do only have a small amount left. I have ordered more, but yeah, just got a small amount. So what I actually decided to do is here I'm just seeing what will actually fit into the mold, because you do need to have, like a centimetre in between so that the mold can sit in between. You can easily get your soap out at a later date once you make soap and then these are actually finished off. So the first thing to do is make sure you have a basis to use. And the great thing about using these silicone already molds that I had was that I knew that the silicone pouring it in was easy and I could just literally peel it out, and it stopped me having to make my own cardboard container or something else. So this is a really great idea. Another idea that you can start off with is, as I've done here, literally I've just found something round, which is a piece from the coffee machine, and I'm going to be drawing a circle onto some contact. And the reason for doing that is when I flip the contact and peel off the paper, all the lollies or the items that I'm going to be doing will stick to that. So yeah, so it's nice and easy, and this is sort of a little bit different than hot gluing it or super gluing them down, which I've seen people do, or some people have used a hot silicone first to glue them down, which it is the right idea because then they stick and they don't float. But for this, I just didn't want to do that because I didn't want to ruin the silicone molds, and I thought this will work. You will see later on that my Fruit Loops did not love doing this at all, so I will have to super glue them and go to a different option for them. But all the others stuck to the contact, and it was really nice and easy. Okay, so I'm just peeling off the paper of the contact as I talked about before, and the sticky bit needs to remain up in the air because we're going to be sticking the little candies to that, or the lollies as I said, as we call it here in Australia. So I've just made a few of these. You may have something heavier which you can just literally sit on the silicone and pour over the top. The only problem with that is the silicone may move it, which that did happen to me with one of them that I did prior to this. So I do sort of suggest that you stick them down. And then now I'm literally just sticking each of them onto this contact. Because Fruit Loops do have like a sugary powder kind of coating, they really did not stick. So that was the problem on why they decided not to work for me at all. And I had to definitely scrap the idea of that. But the Coca-Cola bottles, they actually fit perfectly in them, which is the lolly Coca-Cola bottles, of course. So now here I am just going to be adding your pinky seal. So you have a part A and part B. It doesn't matter whether you put part A in first or part B, it really doesn't. But you do need to work fast because you only have about a 5-minute window before it starts to thicken up. And if you stir too vigorously, the air bubbles will come to the top. But because these are for me, the air bubbles really didn't matter too much. But I didn't vigorously sort of stir it. I just had a plastic cheap spoon in an old takeaway container that I decided to use. And you can see here that I'm just stirring it up. Honestly, I only stirred for maybe 30 seconds and then it was ready to be poured into the mold. So you can tell that it's that beautiful kind of pink color, and make sure that all the pink and white is totally combined, and then just pour it over the top of what you're doing. You'll see here my Fruit Loops started going crazy, just like they would in a bowl of milk. They floated to the top. And I tried to hold them down and push them down, but I just knew this wasn't going to work. So like I said, I did scrap that idea, and I actually, I thought I'm not going to waste the silicone. So I ended up just literally pulling out the Fruit Loops from the silicone mold and just chucking them in the bin. And then I used that little silicone and decided, well, I'll make some little red frogs with that tiny bit I had left, because the silicone isn't cheap. It is quite expensive to buy, but it's definitely more worthwhile than buying the molds yourself. And especially if you've got something in particular you want to mold, you could mold like a cookie, a lolly, a child's toy you could put inside it, a little crown, a footprint, anything like that could go inside these molds. So it is really universal, and like I said, it does take only 6 minutes or something like that to start to get hard. But on the box I think it does say leave it for 30 minutes, which I did before coming back. So yeah, so you can see my mess here. I shouldn't laugh because I made such a big mess, but you can see that I just decided, well, I'm just going to put it in the other one, see what I can do. If it didn't work, it didn't matter because it was going to be thrown out anyway, but it was fine. It did work for the little red frogs. So I'll come back in just a second, won't be long. Okay, so they're finished curing now. I left them for about 30 minutes. And now I'm literally just going to pull them out. They come out really, really easy. And then the only thing left to do is peel that little piece of contact off. I just needed to put some scissors underneath the edge so that I could easily peel it off. It does come off quite easy. And then all you need to do is literally wiggle and just take them out. And you can see it's left a perfect mold. It leaves all the texture, the shape, and everything. And then I can make some gorgeous little lolly inspired soap, which that's what I will hopefully be doing next. And yeah, you can see it's worked out really well. So I think in total for this, for all the mold and the shipping, I think I paid about $70 from Barnes. And I ended up making at least 6 or 7 molds. So I probably saved at least $30 odd or more doing it this way, but I got what I wanted and I couldn't actually find these molds anywhere else. So yeah, so it did really work out for me 100%. So yeah, and I think you'll agree they'll look really cute. I will do a soap and bring the soap to you at a later date. So thanks a lot. Just a short video today, everybody, and I'll be back soon. Bye for now.